Alright guys, let's do the video for 5-2. We're going to just do some more practice on properties of graphs, some more graphing. This is going to be a pretty quick video. I actually have one volume question in there. There's two examples. Okay, so here's the first one. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Okay, yes you can. Alright, so this one talks about, kind of just wants you to match the different functions. So let's take a look at what we got here. Y equals 2x. That is a linear function. All right, and it's also positive. So when we read it from left to right, okay, it should be going up. So from left to right, going up. He has to climb up that. So this is going to be y equals 2x. Y equals negative 2x is also a linear function. And that's negative. So when we read it from left to right, it's going down. So this is y equals negative 2x. Now I have y equals 2 to the power of x. That is exponential. This is also exponential. And again, when I read it from left to right, you can see it's going up. So this is y equals 2x, and this one's y equals negative 2x to the x power, y equals 2 to the x power, y equals negative 2 to the x power. Next is x squared. Y equals x squared and y equals negative x squared. These are both parabolic. Let's see, how do I spell that? There we go. Parabola is how we spell it. Okay? And the positive means it's going to be pointing up or opening up. So this is x squared, and then pointing down is negative x squared. Okay, next. Let's take a look at this guy. This is a volume question I want you guys to see. All right. Here's the issue here. It wants me to find the volume of a cylinder. The volume of a cylinder is V equals pi r squared times h. I have the radius because the diameter is 14, so r equals 7. What I don't have is h. How am I going to find that? Well, I notice that this is a right triangle here. And I have two sides. How do I find the third side? I can do Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to label that 6 plus b squared equals 10 squared. Now I have 36 plus b squared equals 100. I subtract 36, I subtract 36, and let's see what I get. 64, 100 minus 36, 64. B squared equals 64. What is the square root of that? Let's get this out of the way. B squared equals 64. I take the square root of both sides. B equals 8. So that's 8. Okay, now what I could do is I could plug that in. I just plug that right into my volume formula. And I do that with the calculator. So pi times 7 squared times 8 gives me 392 pi. 392 pi. Let me just recap what I did real quick. I recognized the right triangle. I knew that I couldn't use 10 as the height because it's slanted. We don't measure height that way. So I used Pythagorean theorem to solve for the missing height. I got the answer 8. Then I plugged it into the cylinder formula. Volume of a cylinder. I got 7 because I realized 14 is the diameter. I divide that by 2, and that's how I get the radius. Okay, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful.